Are you fans of the hit show Blackish? Well, recently they tackled a huge subject, diabetes. Let's talk about what they got right and what they got wrong. Hi everyone, my name is James Marin. I'm a holistic registered dietitian, environmental nutritionist, author, speaker, and diabetes expert. I want to talk to you about the show Blackish. I'm sure many of you watched this show, and recently one of their main characters, Andre Johnson, was diagnosed with diabetes. And this is great that they are talking about this. Why? Well, according to the Department of Health and Human Services, African Americans are 80% more likely to develop type 2 diabetes. Isn't that insane? 80% more likely than non-Hispanic white people to develop diabetes. That is insane. On top of that, they're 4 times more likely to get complications like end-stage renal disease. So this is where your kidneys stop working and you need to be on dialysis. If you ever see these dialysis clinics around your neighborhood or around your city, that's where people go up to 3 times a week to basically filter their blood because their kidneys are not working. Insane. On top of that, African Americans are 3.5 times more likely to get a lower limb amputation. That is where you're losing a limb, whether it's a toe, a foot, or right below the knee, and you're losing half of your leg. That is insane, okay? On top of this, the most scary statistic of all is that African Americans are twice as likely to die from diabetes. Okay, so this is great that Blackish is tackling this very important topic. However, there was a scene in the episode where Andre Johnson then starts to look for alternative health methods, right? He doesn't want to take the medication. He says, there has to be a cure. There has to be something else I could do. He starts doing these smoothies and colonics and fasting and looking more towards nutrition. And so there are some things good about that, but in the episode, all of it was painted in a bad light, right? He ends up getting faint, he hasn't eaten, he ends up going to the hospital, and he runs into a lot of trouble. So it was at this point, his wife, who is a doctor, says, diabetes is not curable, you're just gonna have to manage it. They end the scene with Dre taking insulin, and it seems like, well, this is my life for the rest of my life, taking insulin, taking medication, and living with type 2 diabetes. Well, that's not the entire story. It's great they're talking about the subject, but they missed a lot of information that just isn't out there in the mainstream. So I want to say that yes, there is a lot of snake oil out there. There are a lot of people trying to sell you cures that don't exist. But what I will say is with the research we have available, we know that fruit consumption and nutrition can actually help prevent diabetes as well as help to reverse diabetes symptoms. We know that proper diet and lifestyle can actually reverse diabetes symptoms, even with people on insulin, according to studies in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Okay, so there are studies out there that have shown that your lifestyle and nutrition can reverse your symptoms, can get you out of the diabetes trap. So it's great that Blackish is shedding light on this, that they're showing, one of their main characters deal with diabetes and have issues with diabetes, especially because it affects so many of the African American population, 80% more than non-Hispanic white people. So yes, it's a huge concern, it's a huge issue, but medication is not the only route. You want to maybe marry medication with healthy lifestyle changes, right? So it is things like smoothies. You can do fruit smoothies, right? Fasting, so they really tackled fasting. And a lot of studies out there point towards fasting, right? We're on a 500 to 700 calorie diet and you end up, reversing some of your diabetes symptoms. That's not always the case though. And being on a 500 to 700 calorie diet is not something you could do long term, right? So it's more of a short term solution. But what is something long term is exercise, is proper nutrition, proper stress management. And in so many of my patients, when we do that, when we focus, especially on the nutrition, they end up reversing a lot of their diabetes symptoms. They end up getting off of a lot of their medication. Okay, so it is possible. I don't want you to be left with the end of the episode where, oh well, I'm just gonna have diabetes for the rest of my life and I'm gonna be on medication for the rest of my life and that's it. That's not it. You can do more, you can learn more, and your lifestyle medicine is the biggest medicine, is the most powerful medicine you can have, okay? So if you click the link below, what you're gonna get is an awesome booklet. This is absolutely free. I'm not here selling you anything, okay? In here, you're gonna get a Shop Me guide to help you get on the right track of knowing what foods to buy at your grocery store. On top of that, you're gonna get 101 foods to avoid, okay? These are foods you should not be eating. These are foods you should try to avoid altogether or drastically limit to help regulate your blood sugar, to help, again, strengthen your insulin, to help strengthen your endocrine system and your entire body. Okay, this is absolutely free. Click the link below, like and share this video if you found it beneficial and you got educated and you learned something new. As always, have a great day, and I hope to see you again.